Welcome to Deeper Conversations with Willma, Beyond What You Know. And with us tonight is Siran Riak. Good evening.
Good evening to you. Thank you so much for having me.
Happy, beautiful International Women's Day to you.
International Women's Day to you too.
How do you feel being celebrated?
It's always special to be celebrated and acknowledged as women, but we shouldn't be celebrating only today, but every single day.
Definitely. And to all the beautiful women that are going to watch this, the world is a better place because of you. Let's talk about Siran Riak. We are judged by how we present ourselves, especially on social media, but there is more beyond that. How do you define Siran Riak?
Wow, I would say Siran is a young lady who loves fashion, or as I always love to say, fashion picked me when I was 5 years old.
Right.
I love anything fashion related, being a fashion model, fashion designer, fashion author, whatever it is.
How did you get motivated towards fashion from the age of 5?
It excites me. I was always interested in wearing different clothes, different makeup. I believe also it's part of me growing up because when my mom gave birth to me, I was raised by her friend because she was sick. And she was always putting makeup on me when I was a few months old. So I feel like it gave me that character when I was raising up. And it just developed in me. And I found myself just loving this stuff. Makeup, clothes, and everything fashion related excites me a lot.
What do you think that the world does not know about Siran?
Wow. I've done so many interviews. I feel like people know me by now.
You know, people know you for your career.
Yeah.
But there's that part of you that only people who are close to you understand, at home, friends, you know. When you mention Siran, definitely someone will talk about, oh, she's an actress, she's a model.
Right.
But who's Siran? What does she spend time on when she's behind the doors?
She's very passionate. She's very good, like a go-getter.
Yeah.
She loves so many things, and she's very crafty. She likes to create. I love art a lot, and I love to draw.
Oh, you do?
I do. Not like art, but like models and clothes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing in my free time, or just getting inspired by music and then sketching down my thoughts. They always come in form of clothes. I don't know. Every artist has a different way, but I like when I'm inspired by something. If I see a painting or I see your earring, for example, they're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Then I start thinking of a dress or a bag or whatever. I just start sketching it down, even on my phone, on my notes, and then later develop it.
You are an artist. And with that, getting to the part of, I don't know if you ever received this question, do you cook?
Oh,
because, you know, women that are after their career right now, in the society we come in, especially from South Sudan, they think we're slave queens, you understand? You can never tell anyone that I cook and they believe it.
Right.
So tell me about your relationship with cooking. What's your favorite food to cook?
I cook normal mullah because I'm a girl who's raised by her mom, who's raised well by her mom.
Yeah.
I know my kitchen rules, and I do take care of my father, I do take care of my brother. I am present in the house, but it's not my favorite thing to do. But I do it anyways because that's how I was raised to hold my house. And in the future, obviously, nobody's gonna, take care of my home. I'll have to do it on my own. So I do like to cook a lot of different stuff. I like more the pastas and less of mullah, but when your parents are involved, you have to go that direction.
You have to go for mullah. That's good to learn about you. So in case you thought women that are hard workers do not cook, Siran does cook, and that makes her very unique. Apart from being a model and also an actress, I discovered you write. Tell me about your writing.
I do.
How did you get inspired towards writing?
I never thought I was going to be an actress or a writer, an author, ever. But later in my career in fashion, I realized that models need to be educated. And I saw that South Sudanese models are dominating the world. So it's very important to teach the younger models how to have an etiquette and how to not lose themselves when they travel, because we're exposed to luxury, we're exposed to the high life, and we easily lose ourselves and lose focus and lose representation of South Sudan or ourselves. So the book was inspired by that, to remind ourselves and have just etiquette, how to have your aura. You can be all of that but then still grounded.
Right.
So that was why the book was inspired.
It's amazing, and this gives us the feedback of there is no limit to anything.
That's right.
You can be an actress, you can act, you can film, you can model, to women that thought when you graduate that's all, you have a lot to do. With that, let's talk about your modeling career. It took you from Uganda to international runways.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges you faced?
Oh, everything about that was challenging, to be honest.
Right.
Nothing was easy, and that's why I told you I was inspired to write this book, because it almost looked like there was no door for me, and I just needed to seek my own way, just keep knocking everywhere. I just did almost everything to make it, and that's why I kept saying that I'm self-proclaimed. I don't believe that anybody gave me the opportunity to do anything, because I knocked for these opportunities. I looked for them.
Right.
And it's easier to give it to other younger models to, help them, lift them, because I know a lot. I've been through a lot, and it's just easier to not allow them to go through it, because it's devastating.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot. What have you, from your, let's talk about your modeling career, and then we step into other questions. The achievements that you have come through from Uganda to international runways, how do you look at them today?
I look at them like a huge opportunity, and I'm really grateful. 5 years ago, I couldn't do this. Right now, in Dubai, I live in Dubai.
Right.
And almost every month, I'm all over the billboards over Sheikh Zayed Road. That's a very famous road in Dubai.
Right.
And I look at them when I'm driving along Sheikh Zayed Road, and I'm like, wow. Like
Is
the
that
whole
me?
road. Yeah, the whole road is like me, different brands. And I'm very grateful for these. And sometimes it's important to be, gratitude is very important.
Right.
Remember where you came from and how long it took you, and what did you learn along that, and how can you benefit other people when you're, have achieved all of this.
Do you have brothers?
I have one king, yes.
You only have one?
Yeah.
Because an African brother, to see you on a billboard, it won't make sense to him, Good job there. I know. Our brothers are bullies, you understand? Yeah. So they say when you get compliments from your brothers, it's amazing, because they always believe the sisters are always little forever in their eyes. And that's amazing. Working for brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton is a dream for many. How do you feel about that?
It's just an honor. It feels like that was my dream at some point. I do feel accomplished in that area.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And indeed, it came out of hard work. Let's come to this very important point. One of the most talked about movie and one of the most awarded.
Yes.
Goodbye, Julia. How did you get to be the main character in that movie?
Opportunities like this come in very swift ways.
Right.
And it just came to me. It was represented. It was too good to be true. I mean, it came, and everything was happening really fast, including the filming of the film, Oscar nominated, everything. It was happening so fast. It took me a long time
Waking
to
up every
digest.
day for interviews.
Yeah, it was a whole different vibe for me, because I'm not used to that. And it gave me international recognition. And I'm honored and thankful for Kordofani to give me that opportunity to represent South Sudan and also Sudan worldwide.
Right.
And being asked internationally of, oh my God, I didn't know South Sudan existed. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We are here.
Here we are.
But they know Adota Cage. They know all these international fashion models from South Sudan, but they don't know South Sudan exists.
Yeah, they have an issue with Sudan and South Sudan.
Yeah.
And I think we need to explain that so that the world can understand. As for now, South Sudanese are taking over, and we're sorry. We're not sorry for that. So, how was the role of Julia for you? How did you fit in? Because it's a different personality for you.
It is a different personality. Acting in general, you have to get out of your comfort zone, and this is something I didn't know about. It was a different experience altogether. I needed to learn on the spot. I took it lightly in the beginning. But then as soon as we started filming and as soon as I saw the depth of this, and I started changing as a person, because to impersonate Julia, I needed to learn her. So I took a lot of time studying her. What does she like? What's her favorite color? Even my tasting guys changed.
Yeah.
I needed
tasting guys. Okay.
Because we're gonna get to this later.
Okay.
Because she was married, so I needed to like that type of man that she likes. Yeah, Siran and Julia are completely different people.
Right.
I needed to be understanding as a mother. I'm not a mother, but I have nephews and I know how to deal with kids. But it's a whole different experience altogether. So I needed to go to the kid's house every day, get him from school. I was acting like his mom for a month before the shooting. Yeah, we had
a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Sometimes I would shower him. He was 4 at the time. We just needed to connect at that level because, you know, kids on camera, they switch so quickly. And as close as we were on camera, sometimes he would just act up and he's like, I'm not interested. I don't want to do this.
Oh my God.
And we have to, you know, tolerate that.
You have to tolerate.
And then get him back in the mood and then buy him a lot of sweets. And then I convince him, do you remember me or mommy? This is a movie we need to act. Like, you need to be very diligent with them.
That's a lot of work. How did that change your taste towards men? That's very interesting.
Because she's different. Julia is different.
So many young girls from South Sudan now are really so passionate towards modeling.
Yeah.
And some of them are really interested in also becoming actors in the future.
Yeah.
And you definitely became one of the inspiration for them to look up to. What do you think, how do you advise them to make sure they are on the right track towards their passion?
Being an actress is different from being a fashion model. Being an actress, you need to do a lot of facial exercises. You need to do a lot of vocal trainings for your voice to be strong on mics and stuff. And you need to also do a lot of practices for different emotions. You need to, because when you act something, we need to believe you.
Right.
Yeah, we can't just see the act through you, but we need to be convinced that this is really what you're feeling. Being a fashion model, you need to learn your angles and you need to give your best, because a fashion model is an art to sell outfits. Like whatever you're wearing, you have to sell it to people, and it has to be so natural to your day-to-day. Even your jalabi at home, you need to sell it to your people at home.
Oh my God, that's a lot of work.
You need to practice to that extent of you wearing just normal pajama at home, and everybody's like, oh, that's nice, but it's just like your pajama from 5 years ago.
How do you make jalabi look attractive? Tell me.
That's exactly. No. As normal as is. You have to carry yourself in a certain way. You have to have your aura as a fashion model. When you enter a place, people need to see that aura. You know, they just feel like you're different. You're like, you know, you have your presence in a place.
No.
Yeah.
أنت في كل دور طبعا some people might think these girls don't speak Arabic. I don't know how I forgot to insert some Arabic in this. أنت معروفة like أنت قاعدة تلعبي أدوار مختلفة تماما. Being a model, being an actor, and also sometimes a writer. How do you balance?
It's just by the grace of God, I would say.
Do you have a timetable of when you...
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because it's a concern, you know, for someone who would definitely love to become the person that you are, to the young girls, they might be questioning a lot. Well, she does a lot. How does she balance?
But then remember, I didn't start here.
Yeah.
So if I had started with everything all together, I don't think I would manage it because I will collapse at some point. But then for 15 years before becoming a model or an actress or an author, I was a fashion model, and I needed to...
15 years.
15 years. I needed to be perfect at that. And I love being a fashion model so much. My lifestyle became like that. Yeah. I feel like when I sleep, I give some poses, you know.
That's nice.
That's
nice. That's just you now.
Yeah, it's me now. But then later on, it's easy to become something else because that is already part of you. Yeah. Like, you don't remember how to breathe, right? Because you just wake up and you're breathing. So that's exactly what became with fashion for me. Becoming a fashion model, an actress now is what I needed to work on, because that was something completely different for me. And it's different. I'm not an emotional person, but then being an actress, you need to be an emotional person. You need to be believable. You need to train different kind of trains. Your life is all different altogether. So these are completely two different things. But I'm not gonna be training my facial expression as a fashion model in the mirror every day because I've done that for 15 years. Now I have enough time to focus on being an actress. So for the young girls who are starting, you have to pick either or, and then perfect it, and then pick the second one when you're confident enough to move forward.
Looking at your acting career now, definitely there is a lot that is coming up.
Yeah.
If you are to be featured in any of the upcoming films, what role would you love to play?
Oh, wow. I would like to do some action for now.
Shoot. She's a South Sudanese. She wants to shoot.
I do want to shoot. I want to jump some bridges, some buildings. I don't know. Let's just get different a little bit.
Motivation and staying strong is one of the things that a person lives with. Through the whole journey, you must have gone through a lot. Sometimes you feel like you cannot do more, you're tired. How do you stay motivated?
Well, it's really hard because I do have my rolling on the floor days. But I keep reminding myself my vision. Why am I doing this, and why should I continue doing this? And right now, being in my position, which is representing South Sudan as a nation worldwide, it's a responsibility that I cannot just drop. It's part of me right now. So I do take time to, recover from things. I take time off everything, social media, work, and everything, and just try to recover myself, my mental health, before I go to the next part in my life or phase in life. And I also have a very supportive family. They support me a lot. They always, when I'm trembling, they're lifting me up, they're praying with me, they're encouraging me. So there's a lot goes behind the scenes.
That's beautiful. That's really very beautiful. And with that, remember, the deeper conversations get to the root cause of who the guest is. Maybe you did know her as a Siran Riak, but there's a lot that is behind that. أصعب حاجة مريتي بيه اليوم يعني مرات بتتذكري وبتشوفي إنه الحمد لله مريتي بالمرحلة دي هو شنو؟
Wow, there's so many things I've been through, and none of them I wish إنه أنا الحمد لله مريت بيها, because when you go through something bad, you don't want anybody going through it. But there's a lot. Professional wise, there's so much racism. للأسف يعني 2025 and we're still very racist.
We are about to conclude this outstanding discussion, but we cannot forget to get to these very important two questions. You are a global figure right now.
Right.
And South Sudan is definitely looking up to you. We have girls that come from very traumatizing background.
Right.
We do not have role models, you understand? And you became one. How do you stay connected to South Sudan? You are now internationally needed anytime, anywhere. How do you plan to keep your relationship strong with South Sudan?
At the moment, I'm seeking my own relationships with my people. I'm trying to be available on social media for any questions. Sometimes I do receive calls and I answer them. I advise them. Sometimes I go live on demand. And I try to be there for them. I'm still figuring out a way of how to be more helpful for my people. It's gonna take some time, but definitely I'm working on that.
You did mention something very important, that sometimes people from the same country can support you less. You understand? And it's something that I think many are battling with. Today happens to be International Women's Day. And I think women need to unite more for the next generation to have a better platform to exercise love and support.
Right.
What do you think you can give as an advice to the young girls growing about being united, uplifting each other, clapping for each other when it's the right time?
Right. I believe that the world has not yet seen our full potential as women particularly. And we have so very much to give. We're not just fashion models. We're not just good at basketball. We're good at so very many things that the world is yet to see. So I would say that let's support each other from here, from home. Let's start from home. Let's lift each other, and individually, let's just have some time to heal yourself, to recover from whatever trauma that you faced in your childhood, or whatever problems that you're facing, in your career. when you heal yourself, you'll be able to help somebody else. Because when you have trauma, you can't help somebody else with struggle. You have to heal yourself first. So I would advise, take time, heal yourself, go through it, but make sure it's over so you're able to be available to help somebody else. And we're here to lift each other and rewrite your plans. If it's not going the right way, just revisit them and see why is it not going right, how is it beneficial for people. Because when we do something, especially in this day and age, we're not doing it for ourselves, we're doing it for our nation, we're doing it for each other. So when you are planning something right now, or you haven't yet started anything in your plans, consider South Sudan, consider your younger you, consider every area. And we are helpful because we come from different backgrounds.
Right.
So I believe with the right push, with the right mental health, with yourself, we can do a lot for the world.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking about trauma, being a South Sudanese is itself a trauma. And I hope that since it's International Women's Day, to sisters that have younger siblings, try and get closer to them. Right. We come from families that did not receive mentorship.
Right.
So they do not know how to give it out. So we hope today you have time to hold each other's hand. We are about to call it a pretty evening. What message do you have for us?
First, before that, I'm very honored to be with you today and meet you in person.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I would just say, let's just continue being the great people that we are, because we're more than enough. We don't even need help from outside. We're more than enough. And I had a podcast a few days ago, and we were talking about AI, and we were talking about how to develop yourself. I would advise all young women and men who are watching, because I know some men are watching.
Yeah. Men are being like, people are just focusing on women these days. Men are becoming sensitive towards that.
I would say read books, work on yourself, learn a lot, especially in the area of your interest. Whatever you're interested in, you have Google. You can find free information if you're not able to buy any book. Develop yourself, grow yourself individually on that area that you want to grow in. Ask AI, how can you manage to grow in that area? How can you make money out of it? You can even describe to AI, oh, I live in South Sudan, the potential is, let's say, less than expected. How can I become the next billionaire? And AI will literally give you the tips and tricks for that. So I am an advocate of, searching to grow, for growth anywhere. And if AI is making it easy, why not using it? We have free internet.
Right.
Yeah.
We have smartphones that we use for posting pictures.
Don't go on Facebook.
If you visit TikTok, people are fighting each other.
Right.
People fighting over men. You have a career to fight over, sweetheart.
That's right.
So it was a great chance having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
We cannot wait to see you growing. Representing South Sudan internationally is a pride for us.
Thank you.
And we cannot wait to have you once again, because the progress will keep on happening.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. Beyond what you know, deeper conversations with Willma. Thank you for watching.